Joining me now is Jun Dong. He's a sports journalist and was an official commentator at the Beijing Olympics in 2008. He is also co-founder and CEO of EI Asia. So Jun, we just saw what some snowboarders are doing to train there in China. So talk to us about the training difficulties of some of the other winter athletes, what they've been doing during the pandemic there in China.
Well, Elaine, undeniably that every athlete, both inside China and those, including a lot of star athletes, skiers and skaters around the world, have been to some degree affected by COVID. And I think the biggest challenge for the home athletes are because compared with the more developed winter sports countries, China is relatively more backward, especially compared with their own summer Olympic athletes counterparts in Summer Olympics. So what they were, what they needed most over the last few years was the training experience overseas. Not only try to get used to the facilities being built in Beijing, they need to go abroad. They need to go abroad and train together with more experienced training professionals and their international counterparts. But now we only have a little more than 100 days to go. We cannot make up for that. We understand that even for some newcoming athletes who are attending the Olympics for the first time in their career, they have their own dream trying to perform to their best. But they also should understand that back home here, 100%, almost 100% of the spectators on the stand were from China, and they were cheering for them. And that's a big advantage, despite the disadvantages that they suffered over the last few years. At the same time, they have much lower expectation from whole crowd, because just a few years ago in Pyeongchang, the previous edition of the Winter Games, China could only win one gold medal. That means the country doesn't have very unpractical or unrealistic expectations in the home athletes. So what I mean is they should enjoy this opportunity, because as the host, China has some advantages of fielding some athletes who would otherwise not be able to qualify for the Olympic Games. But now as the host, representing the host country, at least one athlete can represent the country to participate in every discipline, 15 disciplines of the 7 sports.
And Jun, as host country, when it comes to COVID testing and precautions, we're expecting some pretty strict measures. What would you say were some of the biggest lessons learned from watching the recent Summer Games in Tokyo?
I think a lot of details, like Tokyo was very impressive, despite all the difficulties and a lot of uncertainties. They met their promise to announce 7 or 8 playbooks regarding all the details of protocol regarding entry into Japan against those countermeasures against COVID. Beijing waited until maybe next couple of weeks, and then we'll have 3 months to go before the world finally realized and finally could read all the details, because they have been waiting for such protocols for such a long time. I think that's one thing. And also Japan or Tokyo has done tremendously well trying to manage the volunteers and all the organizing staff, meeting all the very difficult requirements. And Beijing will try to match that, or if not better. And at the same time, I think Beijing has quite some catch up to do in terms of international communications. If you visit the official site of the Beijing Organizing Committee, I think there is a big room compared with that of Tokyo in terms of all the details, explanation about the situation here, what's going on in the preparation, and what will happen, we can expect during the games. There is still so much to do for Beijing when you compare it with Tokyo.
June, we are out of time, but I look forward to continuing our conversation. We will have many, many more to go as these games start in just a few months from now. Thank you.